All right, everybody. Hello and happy Memorial Day weekend. My name is Russ,
I'm Kerry.
and we are the roads we roam. Thank you for choosing to join us this Sunday morning. We are back in West Yellowstone from Battle Little Bighorn.
Yes, so about 300 miles away.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was the trip from West Yellowstone to Gary Owen, Montana.
We planned on staying a little bit longer, but Carrie
I
got
had to go to work.
notified. There was an emergency. I think one of the other workers hurt themselves.
So it went into work, but we still got plenty of time at Battle Little
Oh,
Bighorn.
yeah. A lot of good video out there.
Now we have something to start the hour.
We do.
As promised on Friday, Eat, Sleep, RV, Repeat gave us a
Lou and
challenge.
Angie. Yep.
And what was that challenge?
That was the Lyme disease challenge.
Yes. So if you haven't heard about it, the Lyme challenge, kind of like the ice bucket challenge, but a little less wet. Um, it has 3 rules to it. 1, if you are challenged and you accept, you have to document it either via a photograph or video. So this is going to be our documentation.
Yep.
2, you have to share a fact about Lyme disease. Now, Lyme Disease Awareness Month is the month of May, so we still have a few days left of that, so we're in on the timeline. And our fact is that, did you know that Lyme disease has been documented in every state except for, which one?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. And it's been documented in every continent except...
Antarctica.
He gets a gold star today.
All right. So what we're going to do, we've got those 2 out of the way. Let's go ahead and do the challenge. Now you have to take... Oh, mine's going to have dog hair on it for sure. All right. Here we
So
go.
we're going to do the challenge before we move on to the 3rd requirement.
Yep.
I'm not really great with sour stuff. You have to eat it?
I did. Woo! My goodness. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's kind of like taking a Band-Aid off. You just go for it.
No, oh, I don't know.
I think you did good enough. You got most of the juice out of there.
Ugh.
Woo! Okay.
It smells good though.
It does. So, we
Now the 3rd part.
is who we're going to challenge. So who we're going to challenge, I'll take care of it, is Two Doves Nation.
We challenge you. You have to do Joyous Voyagers.
Joyous Voyagers, Corey and Daniel.
And we're throwing one last one out.
Go ahead.
Trials with Delaney.
Yes.
Y'all have been challenged. Lyme Disease Awareness Challenge.
So now if you don't have time to get a video out, you guys can do it on Instagram with a photo or a quick video, something like that. But it is for a good cause. It is fun. And it is funny watching Kerry suffer.
And I don't know if Koffee is the best chaser for Lyme, so we'll find out.
All
right,
right.
I'm going to say good morning to everyone and let everybody know
Let's
who's
see
in the
who's
room.
in the room.
Well, we've got our early birds. Arnold and Josie and the fur babies are always
They're
in the
always
room
here
first. We
early.
love you guys.
Thank you so much for your support.
Donna Delahante.
Hey, Donna. Thank you, too. Donna's always here as well.
Eagle's Nest, a.k.a. Jim.
Hey, Jim. Thank you for joining us.
We got 2 doves, so we know that they know about their
Amanda
challenge.
and Ace. Yeah, I saw them put a LOL.
Unboxing Our Life.
Hey, guys. Thank you for joining us.
We got Dennis Throckmorton. Forgotten
Dennis,
Winter.
thank you. Forgotten Winter, thank you so much.
Lewis.
Hey, Lewis. Thanks for joining us.
David Elwell from Dave and Susan.
Thank you, guys.
The Montana Project, Improv Debbie, and Crow's Nest. I think I've got everybody caught up.
Excellent. Thank you.
Who's in the room.
Thank you so much for being here. And we're good to see you. I see Judy Payne just popped in.
Hi, Judy.
Good morning, Judy.
So Crow's Nest is from Lake Chapala, Mexico.
Oh, nice. We'd like to get down and
I
do
would
some
love to get to
visiting
Mexico.
down in Mexico. It's a beautiful country down
How
there.
we lived in El Paso for as long as we did. I never went into Mexico. You did.
I did.
a
I
couple
went
times.
to Juarez to get some food and stuff like that. Our company has a manufacturing site over there. But Mexico gets a bum rap sometimes by a lot of Americans who don't understand. They just hear what they want to hear, and but Mexico's a beautiful country with some great people. we're looking forward to getting down there sometime.
Lyme and Koffee, not so great. I'm just saying. They said, come on down. It's beautiful near Guadalajara.
Awesome.
Ooh.
If we ever get down that way,
We will.
we'll definitely look you up.
Hashtag definitely. So
That's some
if you
good coffee
notice,
this morning.
this was unexpected weather behind us. The sun is peeking out just a little bit, but I will take it. I was a little upset to leave Gary Owen. One of the main reasons we went out there, besides Little Bighorn, was the closest place with good weather that we were going to run into.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a break. There's no snow on the trees, so that's always a good thing.
Yep.
Forgotten Winter said, we ordered our rig. We'll be here the last week of June. Yay!
Yay, fantastic.
So excited. Congratulations.
Right in time for a great time during the summer with it.
Two Doves said they knew we were going to challenge them, and it might have been better with a tea chaser.
Yeah, I think it would have. But it's coffee with Kerry. So.
Well, I was going to go with a Corona, but it's too early in the morning, and we're right across the street from church, so I guess I probably shouldn't. So we figured we'd stick with the coffee.
A Mormon church.
Yeah.
LDS at
Well,
that.
and so the coffee is probably just as bad.
Yeah, the tannic acid.
Okay, so John Bink, a.k.a. Ron, is in the room.
Ron, thanks for joining us, buddy.
And he said, I propose a viewer poll. Russ's hat for the show. 1, the worn dirty flag hat. 2, the Montana hat as shown today. Or 3, the Indiana Russ in the Temple of More Room hat.
So, okay, I do love that hat. It looks much better. I'm talking about the
Wait
red.
a minute. Ron, you're the one that told him to burn it.
Yeah. So I still do have it, but it looks better than the Montana hat on me. But I got some accoutrements while we were at Battle of Bighorn. Accoutrements, accessories.
Accoutrement.
That's from RV.
The Winnebago Man.
The Winnebago Man. Anyways, I got some accoutrement for the hat, the Indiana Jones hat, which is a straw wicker hat. I got a cord, a cavalry cord, a 7th Infantry or 7th Cavalry Cross Sabers thing. I'm gonna get that hat looking sweet. Indoors, it's kind of a pain to wear that, and I wear my hats almost all the time, so I probably won't be wearing that. But outside, man, it is game on with that hat. That hat is cool. I didn't realize that cords were $18, or I wouldn't have bought it. I thought they were like $5, $6, $7.
Yeah, I could have made that for you, or gone to Walmart and got a curtain cord and
I think that was actually Custer's actual cord that I got.
It should be for $18. All right, so Crow's Nest said casita and margaritas are waiting for us.
Oh, that sounds great.
That really does. Let's see. It's in the mid-90s. We're unboxing it. Billy, come here. She's trying to get back up in the window, and she can't because it's a little slippery at the moment, so she's going to come back. Ron said, I was wrong about the flag hat. Russ needs that on his show like Minnie Pearl needs a price tag.
That's sad. I do know who Minnie Pearl is.
You can keep the flag hat and wear that for whenever your Temple of More Room hat is not appropriate.
Okay. What do I do with my Montana hat, though?
I'll wear it.
All right. Good to go.
Okay? We've settled that, unless the room decides otherwise.
Sorry.
Ricardo said he was born in Juarez, but grew up in Cali, and he's now in Utah.
You know, I had the toughest time learning how to say Juarez. When we first moved there, I was calling it Juarez, and some of the locals that lived there, I was like, you got to teach me how to say that. I could hear them saying it, but I just couldn't get my mouth and my vocal cords to say Juarez. And the trick is to say what is, but replace the T with a D. Juarez. Juarez.
Judy says the Montana hat can be your dress hat. Oh, look it! You just had that like at the ready.
That made me laugh. You know, it reminded me of growing up in Hawaii. We wore slippers everywhere.
Little flip-flops.
Yeah, and it reminded me of the Sunday slippers. Oh, these are my Sunday slippers. These are my good Sunday slippers. Thank you. I like it. The Montana hat will be my Sunday hat. It's black, so it's more formal. So thank you. Good. I like the way you went with that.
Two Doves appreciated my face when you said your hat was cool.
Which one? My straw hat?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that thing, man.
So Chris wants to know, did you get a ride in that yellow towable the other night? I think they heard Russ's plan and they ran inside their fifth wheel and hid from him for the rest of the night.
You know, they didn't come back out, and I didn't want to go knock on their door. They were an older couple. So no, the answer is no, but that would have been cool.
Well, we know it's a street legal vehicle. They had license plates, actual license plates on it.
Yeah, they were from Texas.
But it had no markings on it, like any type of brand or anything, which I was surprised. But it's like a very tiny little go-kart type thing, but with a Jeep roll bar. And they had
Kind of
plastic
reminded
windshield
me
stuff.
of a cross between a Volkswagen Thing and a Volkswagen Doom Buggy is what it kind of reminded me of. Especially when you saw the exhaust in the back. It looked like old Doom Buggy type exhaust.
I liked it. Yeah, I mean, we saw it at the Little Bighorn Battlefield, and they were driving the loop. You get to do a tour loop. And we saw that, and I was like, that would be perfect to just tow right behind the trailer.
Yeah, so we had seen them parked, and then we also saw them again when we were coming back. So we took our big 34-foot Class A Boone out there, and it can be done, but it is very narrow. It's a 2-lane. Well, it's a one. There are no dividers, so it's really hard to center yourself and make sure that you're, one, not too far over, but two, on the right-hand side, there's no shoulder. I mean, it just, if you go off the road there, you're gonna be part of the Battle of Bighorn monument. So
We almost were. It was pretty darn close. Montana Project. They said they'll take that Montana hat off your hands. So, hey, get a hold of us. Russ and Kerry at theroadsweroam.com. Get a hold of us offline. We might be able to make that happen.
yeah, you can contact us on our website. If you leave a voicemail, we will pay for shipping. If you don't leave a voicemail,
He just wants somebody.
if you don't leave a voicemail, then you have to cover shipping.
Okay, see, that's the deal.
I just saw Travels with Delaney pop up there. I want
Yes!
to get them before they go.
Okay, you have to rewind after we're done because we mentioned you at the beginning, at the top of the show. Everybody else in the room, don't spoil the surprise, but they're going to have to go back and watch the beginning of the show.
Not only did we mention you, but we issued a challenge. You're part of a
challenge for you.
Glad you're here, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I see you're out and about now, which is so cool.
Their latest Instagram photo with these purple pictures and the tab behind, beautiful. Beautiful picture.
Great job, guys.
Yeah, loved it.
Unboxing Our Life said, Kerry, it's nice you don't work during the live streams. We were wondering about that. So I've just been very open and honest with my employers, and I told them that we do these live streams, and they are willing to work around our live streams as much as possible. There might be some extenuating circumstances at certain points, but for the most part, they're going to work around it. Like today, I have to go in as soon as we are done wrapping up here. I'm going to leave Russ, and he can clean up all this.
Not for good, right?
No, not for good. Don't worry.
Because
Why are you making plans without me?
well, you do have an admirer.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So some 20-year-old guy that works at a restaurant told my boss that he thought I was cute yesterday.
20 years old.
I
You're in
know.
your 40s. Wow.
I'm an old lady.
I don't attract 20-year-old women, so
That you know of.
that I know.
That you know of. That's
I'm pretty
right.
sure I don't do it. But go ahead. I know we got some catching up to do
We
here.
got Liz, the creator of the Keto Instant Pot Cheesecake.
Nice.
Very good. And that pecan pie. She sent me some pictures of some of her other creations. Liz is the most talented woman. I swear. I
Yeah.
mean, she makes rugs and quilts and she cooks and she needs her own TV show.
Liz made a fantastic dinner when we met her.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It was very good. Did you know that radishes can be cooked and taste like little mini potatoes?
You know what? That was one of the biggest things I took from that dinner. Anytime that that we are out and we're going to be cooking something in Instapot or roasting something, I get those radishes because I fell in love with those things. I had a hard time, Liz, when we were eating dinner at your place, not going through and picking out all the radishes after I had the first one. I knew I had to share.
Okay, so Charles with Delaney said, okay, they'll go back and watch. By the way, does it involve limes?
It does.
See, they're very smart.
Yes, they are.
Natman Allen. Hey, we haven't
We
heard
were
from you in a
just
while.
talking about Alan a little bit ago.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. We're glad everything is well.
He called me a cougar. Hey, I was not going after them.
Doesn't matter. You attract them.
That's hilarious. So this week, we were told by the locals it's going to start ramping up. I went into work yesterday, and it was really starting to get busy, and I was told that was nothing yet. So, I don't know. My feet are going to be sore by the end of summer, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. Every once in a while, I'll get a text from Kerry when she's at work. And yesterday, I got one text from her saying, I text her. I said, "Is it busy?" And she texted me back about an hour later. That is an understatement.
Yeah. Okay, so with some of the customers coming in, I did speak with a few people that are work campers in Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
There are two companies that hire. One is Denali West and the other one is Zenterra. And they were asking whether or not park employees, people there for the summer, get discounts throughout West Yellowstone. And so my boss kind of shared the information. I'm passing it on to other people because I know at least two doves in the room will be working there. Yes, there are a lot of businesses in town that offer the work campers, if you're working for either one of those two companies, discounts at restaurants, buying souvenirs, things like that. So just wanted to pass that along before I forgot about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Liz said she's making soup today for their neighbor. She had a knee replacement and due home today. See, she's such a good neighbor, too.
I
She's
know.
like the Martha Stewart. Epsom salt for your feet. Yes, thank you, Amanda. Delaware North. Yeah, did I say that right? I can't remember if I said it wrong.
What, Delaware North?
Yeah. When I was saying Zenterra and...
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Either that or they were just throwing it in when I said it. But... yeah, there's a lot going on. There's going to be a big 4th of July parade in town here for people that are thinking of coming through the area.
Yep.
And in July, there is also going to be,
An air show.
Yeah, a big air show at the airport out here. And they're going to bring in World War II planes and everything.
I am so on that. We are not very far from the new airport.
No, we can ride our bikes there.
We can ride our bikes there. So that will be a blast. Look forward to seeing a lot of that. Hopefully not too much because I geek out when it comes to World War II planes and that sort of thing. I think the only thing I geek out more about is probably Indian Wars stuff.
True.
I've got a book that I bought there, and I'm already started highlighting and taking notes and have a notebook on it. So it's really cool because not only is it about the Battle of Little Bighorn, but it talks about the archaeological process of going over it with metal detectors.
Which is one really cool thing that Russ found out. The company that he works with,
Fisher,
got thanks.
Yeah.
The acknowledgement section in that book.
It was a little bit before my time. It was 1983, so I think I was probably, I don't know. I was
12.
Yeah, 12 years old at the time. But it was neat to know that the company I work for helped support that.
These people are all being mean.
Hey, we've got a pretty nice day.
It's
don't get
nice,
down about it.
but we're only going to get high of 53, maybe. Tudos has high 72. Natman has high 90.
Ooh, getting warm there.
And that's in Florida, so you know that's going to be kind of humid, too. Natman said, I'm coming west. Yeah. Hey, come on through. You know what was really cool? Kate and KV, you guys hear us talk a lot about them. We've met up with them
3 times now.
3 times now. They were going to Jackson, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to come through Yellowstone and said, hey, we're going to be out towards Old Faithful. You guys going to be around? So they swung through with their beautiful Great Pyrenees puppy, Sophie, and came by to visit.
Puppy. 12-year-old, 100-some-pound puppy.
She's
a
sweetheart,
gorgeous dog. Yeah.
But you know, that was like 3 times. We did not know Kate and KV before we started our journey.
No, we didn't. It's been a busy couple of weeks here for visitors in Yellowstone.
It has.
We've run into 3 of our viewers and our friends. So it was Corey and Daniel from Joyous Voyagers.
Yep.
It was Kate and KV
And
Karen. And all of them are Little Guy Max owners too. So I'm glad that the Little Guy Max owners still embrace us.
But going to the other side of it with the tabs and the tags, now Kate and KV, the reason why they were out this way was because they went to one of those Mandy Lee photography.
We've got to get you to one of
grouping
those
things. Yeah. I want to learn a little bit more before I go.
Hey, you're taking some beautiful pictures as it is right now. Just real quick, I want to kind of veer off. I'm going to be putting a lot of Kerry's photos from from our trip to Yellowstone and on our Instagram. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, it's the roads _ _we_roam.
That's because somebody else took
the
roads we were on.
Check that out, and you'll start to see Kerry's pictures. She took some amazing pictures in Yellowstone. Buffalo. The grizzly bears didn't come out very well because we didn't get out of the truck.
So we didn't get out of the truck because it's dangerous. And I was sitting in the back seat, I rolled down the window and I was hanging out and I was holding on to one hand with the little hanger hook. I had my finger through there so I wouldn't fall backward when the car was moving. And I had the camera with the other hand and I could only just do that. And all the people and the cars that were closer kept throwing off because I had it on autofocus.
She couldn't go to manual focus because there was no way without her falling out of the car. So she had to do autofocus. So it was autofocusing on the people who were 40 yards away from the grizzly, which I call victims.
Yes.
Possible victims.
They may have been.
Let's catch up real quick because I've noticed some people say hello from and stuff. I want to make sure we say hello to them.
So we've got good morning from Jim and Pam in Seattle.
Hey guys, our son lives in Seattle.
Yep. We've got Natman said he's coming west. LOL.
Awesome.
More than welcome.
Yeah, swing by, say hey.
Unboxing Our Life said we're heading out to do some filming, but we had to stop by and say hello. We're hooked on your channel, Russ and Kerry. Well, you guys be safe and have a lot of fun, and thank you so much for joining us. We love having everybody here.
Yes, thank you.
And we knew with it being Memorial Day weekend, so many people are out and about, and so we just appreciate the time that you take, and we have fun with this engagement, and we learn a lot from everybody. So Improv Debbie says the gauge says it's 101 in the shade in Central Florida.
And not only is Florida hot, it gets humid too.
Ooh.
Man, goodness.
Aw, Two Doves said, my pics are beautiful. Keep it up. I'm learning. I've been reading and watching a few YouTube videos, practicing a little bit more. KV is a photographer, and she gave me some tips when she came out as well. So I'm going to try to play around with some of the things that she gave me. But it's a fun hobby.
It's just like anything else. The more you play with it, the more you do it, the more you learn. And I think you're going to do very well at it because you're already doing well at it.
I didn't realize. I mean, in the back of my mind, I always knew it was an expensive hobby. But while we were in Yellowstone, we passed by this gentleman who was sitting in his car, and he had this submarine telescope thing sticking out his window. And Russ walked up to him and he said, I'm just curious, how much is that lens?
Yeah, well, the reason I did it was because I know the next zoom I want to get Kerry is $1,000. And this thing was like literally this big. You can't see how big. No, it's not that big. This big. And so I said, hey, how much is that? And he said, used or new about $14,000. I was like, oh my goodness. He said, I got it used, which meant he got it for $8,000.
Kerry will not be getting one of those.
Yeah. I don't think we could justify that unless you became like one of these well-known nature photographers. Then maybe.
Oh, this area is filled with them. So we went out to eat the other night, and we could overhear conversations. And there were 2 gentlemen that were talking to some other people, and they were saying that they come out. They spend 2 months out of the year here in the area specifically to photograph every year, and they just go out and they set up at different parts of the park and they wait for the animals to come through. And I mean, they sound like
Oh yeah,
Legit
they were
pros.
they were professionals listening to them. I have bad habits. If you are talking around me at a restaurant,
He does.
I'm a silent contributor. I was like
Okay,
with my fork
so if you ever
listening.
see Russ and I going out to eat at a restaurant, one of two things will be happening. Either Russ will be glued to his phone, not listening to me,
Oh, be
or
quiet.
he will be looking at me but not listening to me because he will be
You make me sound horrible. I just
Wait,
it's
but am I wrong?
I listen to you all the time.
The look. But no, you will catch one of those.
I will be listening to other conversations.
Yes.
But I always come back to you. I'm like, "What?"
See, that's it. Journey 250 said, Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good Memorial Day weekend.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. And it sounds like just from the people that we've been hearing from already that people have plans this weekend. People are out and about. And I think for the most part, weather is good. And I just spilled coffee all over my hands. Donna said, love this channel. Hey guys, hit the like button. She did a little thumbs up.
Thank you so much. That definitely helps us out.
Judy says, have you ever watched the video by Loloho on Yellowstone? You might find it interesting. I
I don't
haven't.
know, really. I mean, we've watched so many of their videos.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand out, but we will go back.
We may have before we hit the road,
Yes.
but I am
Not recently.
No, not recently, but now that we want to really explore Yellowstone and kind of hit it through different times, it's just so massive
Yeah.
that I can truly get why those photographers take 2 months to spend here. And one thing that I learned, so when we first drove in, and we kind of talked about this in the video, when we first drove into this one area, there was a bunch of people with these photographers there. Across the river, there was a dead elk. And so they just all camp out there because they know eventually something is going to come down to feed on the dead elk. So just looking for those opportunities and those spots. And they were, I mean, this was a situation where it was smart because you had this raging river in between you and that dead elk. So if bears did come down, they wouldn't be a threat to you with all your setup and stuff like that. So that was a safe location for it.
Yeah, and like we said in that video too, you can tell that there's something going on up ahead of you because traffic will slow down, a bunch of cars will be pulled over, and we saw it this time. There was a dead elk across the river, so everybody was pulled over hoping something would come down and feed off of that, and that's where Kerry found the eagle perched up in the trees above us. And another time was with the grizzly bears. And then another time, the really long one was the buffalo jam.
Buffalo jam.
We actually, it
We
happened
need to make
twice.
a song with that.
Yeah, it happened twice. It happened on the way out, but we weren't affected. It was mostly the other lane of traffic, and that happened again on the way in. And that's where we were stuck behind traffic.
Yeah. So if you are planning a trip in the area, don't make hard and fast plans after, because you could run into situations like that where it's just out of your control. So Pamela, she said if it dries up and warms up, they're going to put the solar panels on the roof today on their GMC.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then they're installing a composting toilet this week. We're getting there. And Donna wants to know what type of composting toilet you're installing. And the reason why I'm mentioning that question is if you check out Navigation Nowhere, he is this guy who travels around in a schoolie. He is working with somebody. They're giving away a free composting toilet this weekend. So if you go to his Instagram account and you can follow the supporters for that, you could win a free composting toilet. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's a good option, especially if you plan on doing some boondocking.
We considered it. I mean, we had considered that. Now, with what we have now, I don't see a real reason to. But with the little guy, I wanted to.
I think where it would come into us probably considering and maybe moving into one is if we had a reason to change out tanks. Not if it was just a toilet issue.
True.
Maybe if the black tank ruptured or if we were having any sort of piping issue or something, then we might consider it.
I thought of the other day, one of the really cool benefits of having an RV toilet. whether it's composting or just a regular one.
I'm curious. You haven't shared this with
Yeah,
me.
I have. Remember?
Oh, no, sorry.
You never have to worry about it overflowing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You never have to worry because there's that dreaded thing. Whenever I use a public restroom, that is always like my biggest fear that, maybe, the person before me put something down there and then I go to use it and then it goes everywhere.
Yeah, because the
That's
water only
terrifying.
comes out as you push it. You can stop it even if there is a blockage there.
Yes, exactly. So just one of the perks, I guess. Not a real big selling point. I don't think they'll be using that on any promos or anything
Hey,
anywhere.
who knows?
So Debbie had to head out. So bye, Debbie.
Bye, Debbie.
Sorry, everyone. So Pamela, she's getting the Airhead composting
Okay.
toilet. Took me a second. I'm like, why is Pamela calling Donna an Airhead? But then I remembered because that's one of the
Oh,
names.
my goodness. You are in rare form today.
Well, it's the Lyme. It's through my whole chemistry thing up here going. So Jim has to head out as well. You have a great
Take
day,
care, Jim.
Bye-bye. So Two Dove said, we want some free samples at the candy store. No free samples allowed.
Yeah,
But maybe I will treat you to something. I will buy something for you. Let me know what your favorites are.
maybe not. No, just kidding.
Come see me. So, and now it's like, oh yeah, candy, please. This place is dangerous.
Yeah.
And the owners just came back from Chicago where they went to a candy convention and they're bringing in some new product, chocolate covered bacon, which they didn't have samples with them, but we should be getting them in the store in a couple days. I'm really curious about that. And then she did bring samples back of these chocolate covered pumpkin pie caramels.
Yeah, that sounds interesting because I love pumpkin pie.
It was heaven. She let me try one yesterday. Those will be my new favorite.
So they do have, I think it's so sweet. I mean, man, my goodness, but it's so good too. One of my favorite things that they have there is the chocolate covered Oreo cookies. It sounds too sweet, but it's actually pretty darn good.
Well, I found one the other yesterday. They had these mint ones, and I thought it was like a Girl Scout cookie with dipped in chocolate. No, it's a peppermint patty that's been dipped in milk chocolate.
Wow.
That's really good.
Is it?
Yes, that's really good. So Pamela was saying that their decision with going with the composting toilet in the GMC, it only has one tank, which is a combined black and gray tank.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I could see why you'd want to do that. I'm curious how many gallons that combined tank is.
Yeah, that I would be curious about as well. I mean, I can see the black and gray getting together, but if that really limits you, then that makes total sense because now you've essentially doubled your gray water holding because if you're only using it for gray,
That's true. Yeah, that's
then you've
very
got the
true.
composting.
You know, the other thing I would think about that is it's a godsend to have huge gray tanks with us because we have a big black tank, but we never fill that as much as we do the gray tanks with the dishwashing and the showers and stuff. So when we dump that gray, it totally cleans out that line. I mean, just totally cleans out that line. But if you have a combined tank, I would imagine that it would be very difficult to clean out that line, the tube afterwards, the hose. So yeah, I would strongly
You would
consider.
just have to run water for a while until it runs clear.
In that case, I would strongly consider that as well. I think it's a good decision.
Yes. Now, one of the things that I found, we use these drop-ins. I know a lot of people use them.
Yeah, bio.
The bio packs. But then I did find this commando type stuff, which is for the deep cleaning. But you have to have it where you can let it sit for 12 to 24 hours. That did a really good job.
Yeah.
When we did that before we were heading up here, I think we did that. We knew we weren't going to use it because we were still at a campground where we could use facilities. So you drop this tablet in and then you fill your tanks and you just let it sit. And what that will do is that will get a lot of people might have tissue paper that gets stuck to your sensors. So it might say that you're full or 2/3 full when you know you've just emptied your tanks. So if you're running into that issue, that did a really good job on ours.
Yeah.
And sometimes for hard cases, let's say you let it sit for a long time and you really didn't clean it out before you did, you can run the thing twice, and the reviews on that were very, very favorable.
And we use something like that for the gray tank as well because there was a little bit of smell from the gray tank if you were to leave the plunger in the bathroom open, you'd get a little bit of smell. But once we did that, that got rid of that smell in the gray tank as well.
Hamlet said a 30-gallon tank.
Yeah, and then she said, oops, a 40
Oh.
afterwards.
Oh, see, I'm getting caught up here.
Yeah, I know. I sorry. I have a bad habit of reading.
Amanda likes peanut butter and Ritz dipped in chocolate. I make those.
Peanut butter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they taste like little Reese's peanut butter cups. And you don't really notice the cracker as much, but it adds just a little bit of salt to it. It's really good.
Excellent.
Do you sell ice cream at the candy store? Oh my goodness, yes. There's this one that is called Stuck in a Rut, and it's vanilla with caramel, and then it's got like chocolate caramel candies in it.
Ooh.
Then there's coffee with a fudge ribbon in it. Then they have moose tracks. We even have huckleberry ice cream. Huckleberry is huge out here.
Yes.
So that's like the big thing out here. So we have huckleberry ice cream. Russ's favorite, vanilla.
Actually, my favorite is coffee.
Well, you'll like the coffee one.
Oh, you have coffee?
Yeah, we have a sea salt caramel ice cream too. Yeah, it's really creamy, really good. And the number one requirement for me to work there, we do have fudge.
Yes.
We have lots of different types of fudge.
I'm
which is really
surprised
good.
that has not made its way home yet.
Think about what you just said.
What?
It's not going to make its way home. If I get fudge.
And so that means she's bought it 5 or 6 times and eats it on the way home. Is that what that means?
Yeah. Donna's asking what brand, and I think she's asking about the ice cream. If that was your question.
No, I think it was before. It came out way before. Yeah.
What brand? And I'm trying to think of what I was talking about.
She'll let us know.
Yeah, the Commando cleaner thing. I will get the exact name and I'll put that below. Just give me about 5 minutes after the live stream ends, and I'll
The
get
drop
that.
in is what she was saying. So it's BioPack drop ins, but Kerry also has the deep clean as
that's
well.
what she was talking
We'll
about.
put that down below.
Natman said, anyone I've talked to that has converted tanks to one for gray say they wish they had done it sooner. And that, when we were talking about it for the little guy, that was the thing. The 9-gallon tank really didn't do much for us. Russ went out and bought a luggable loo. If we had had a composting toilet, that extra 9 gallons would have been fantastic towards our gray, because at the time I think we only had 14.
Yeah.
So that would have been huge, and I wish Little Guy would offer that as an option, like if you custom ordered it. Mm-hmm. That would have been a great option.
You might be able to. I don't know. You'd have to reach out, because they do a lot of custom stuff when people call in.
Yeah, if they ask. I think if you buy the air, they don't offer it as where you can select it.
Yeah.
But if you bought an Airhead toilet, I forget what the other brand is, and you deliver it to them, they could probably fit it so that would work.
Yep.
However, I don't know how well that works in your wet bath.
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
Just because if the water gets in, and how self-contained is that? Because I know those composting toilets, a lot of them use the coconut fibers.
yeah.
And I'm not sure the other one, whether that would be sealed enough so that if you took a shower in there, it wouldn't get in and damage all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Or not damage them, but so you couldn't use it very well. So Donna said, yes, it was the Commando thing that she wants to know. So
Okay.
I'll make sure. Natman, yes, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw the Huckleberry stuff in town. He said, I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah.
Doc Holliday.
Yes.
Yes.
Tombstone, right?
Yep. One of the best lines ever.
Oh,
I'll
he
be
was
your Huckleberry.
fantastic in that.
He was.
Very good. I think that was his best thing. Arkansas Traveler said, late to the party, but happy Sunday.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, welcome.
Happy Sunday to you too.
Yeah, so I'm all caught up.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Natman said sometimes the composting toilet gets a little bit wet and it has an odor, but usually there's no odor at all. I remember when we were considering it, I had read a lot about it, and this one family, they have 3 boys and they live in a bus, and they said that had less smell than their traditional toilet when they had it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, some of them, and I don't know if the Airhead has it, they have like a little fan. So when you do install it, it's got this little fan thing that you have to have.
Like an
the
exhaust.
Access. Yeah, so then that runs with it. But it still looks pretty simple. A lot of people have just installed it themselves. So, you know what? It's a DIY project for sure. Speaking of DIY.
It's funny, you're going the same place I was going to go.
Never mind.
I think, anyways.
Yes, you got to get up on the roof, babe.
Yeah. So I bought 3 tubes of Dicor self-leveling, not epoxy, I don't know, it's like silicone. But there are some areas that we want to give attention to. So I got that. We stopped in, was it Bozeman that we picked that up, or Billings?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Somewhere on the way up to Little Bighorn.
It's a place called Pierce RV, so
Yeah.
I think it's between the two.
Yeah, so we picked that up. So I'm going to get up on the roof and do that as soon as we get a couple days of dry weather. And then, what else? Oh, I noticed in the bathroom, kind of where the shower connects to the tub, there's a little bit of a area there that I'll need to hit with some silicone.
Oh, underneath, like on the floor?
No, right where the shower wall connects to the tub.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, when we were driving and we hit a couple pockets of rain, we never noticed it sitting still. But while we were driving, Russ kind of reached his hand up and he brought it down. And
Yeah, I saw a little drip. I mean, it was like 2 or 3 drips, but I know where it's coming in because when we pulled over in up in the at that Walmart that we were at, which you'll see this Sunday. This will come, or I'm sorry, next Saturday. I got up on the roof because of those that little drip, and I realized, okay, this is where we need to do this at. So
yeah,
we should get that fixed. It's nothing terrible. It's just a little.
Yeah, don't do it while
drip.
I'm gone at work because if you fall down, I'm not here.
Okay.
So you got to wait till I get back.
Are you saying so you can videotape it? Is that
Yeah.
why?
All right. Well, the rule is then just set the GoPro up on the tripod so I can see what happens.
I'll have both
No,
GoPros.
I'm worried about you.
I'll have both GoPros going. We'll set it up outside, and then I'll have a head-mounted one too, so I can look super cool on top of the
Super cool.
the RV.
Super cool.
Yes.
We did realize we need new windshield wipers. So I'm going to throw this out there. Does anybody know for like the big motorhomes, do you buy the windshield wipers anywhere special, or can you walk into Napa?
You should ask me this before we go on. It's something we could get at Walmart or Napa. All we have to do is measure the size and then look at the connector, and we're good to go.
I just figured you didn't yet because you didn't know how.
No, it's just we found out about it on this last trip.
Okay.
So, yeah, I do have to do that.
You can do that while I'm at work.
Well, I don't know if there's any place here that'll have it. I got to find an auto store here in town.
So Donna said self-leveling caulk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Pamela said, I don't want to flood your chat with toilet talk, so I keep deleting it before posting it. No problem. I mean, we put out there that this is to talk about everything, especially RV related, because most of the people in this room are here because they've got some connection to the RV life community, whether it's part-time, full-time, or just thinking about it.
Yeah, and that's great information that that's why people are at the channel, like Kerry said, because they're interested in RV related stuff. So when things like that come up that we may not have even thought about talking about, it's great value to everybody who's watching.
Forgotten Winter said, I got behind. Back to the black tank. I heard throw bags of ice down the loo before you move it and it will knock the gunk loose. Russ actually did that in one of our videos before.
Yeah. And I don't know how well it worked, but it sounded great. I heard a little bit of skepticism about it at the Escapees RV thing, but I think it can't hurt, and I think it's a good opportunity.
Here's the thing. When we had our 9-gallon black tank, I think it worked great.
Yeah.
Because it was 9 gallons, you put in a bag of ice, that worked right, and it was exposed to the elements. I mean, that black tank didn't have any extra covers, so when it was hot out, it would heat up the ice enough so it would get slushy and slosh everything around. And when we would empty our tanks, everything came through clean. Our sensors were great.
It's kind of difficult to do that with
with the bigger tank.
the big, because we have a 43-gallon tank.
So I think it works better on smaller travel trailers, just from our experience, than it would with something big like this.
So yeah, we used a 10-pound bag is what we poured in there.
Yeah, for the travel trailer.
For the travel trailer. And I think if you're driving a Little Guy Max, a Tab Tag, anything like that, that 10-pound bag should get you.
Yeah, well, and you want to drive at least a couple of hours to give it a chance to somewhat melt, because the worst thing, you do not want to throw all the ice in there, only drive for 2 hours, and then come home and try to use it, and then whatever you're putting down there freezes because it's sitting on a bed of ice. So you don't want that.
Yeah. So, and that movement, that driving movement, allows it to act like a rock tumbler and just knock stuff off the edges of the walls and the sensors and that sort of thing.
Natman wants to know, have you talked to anyone about the new Digi Sport Cam?
DJI
Or
Sport Cam.
DJI.
DJI.
Digi.
Yeah, I
You can tell
think
he hasn't talked to me about it.
I think Ace and Amanda actually have one of those. If you're talking about the small one that has a little gimbal type thing, it looked very cool, and I was thinking about it, but I haven't been using it. I did use it on when we were in Yellowstone. So if you, and what I'm talking, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I don't think it's necessary if you have a Hero 7 Black, because that has the built-in electronic stabilization. And that's what I used when I was in Yellowstone. I think I'm going to go back to that. One, because it's a lot more stable during video, but two, the audio is a lot better than when we use our iPhones. And we do get a lot of, I don't know if you'd call them complaints, but we get a lot of feedback about the audio when we're filming without these mics on our iPhone. So
Forgotten Winter asks us, what camera are we using to stream right now? We are using Russ's iPhone 7, and as he just pointed out, the sound tends to only be good when we are hooked up to mics. So that's why you may see these. Oh, sorry if I hit that. It made noise. The sound tends to be a lot better, but you have to use the mics. So when we're not hooking up to mics, yeah, I agree. We should probably go back to using the GoPro.
yeah, and I don't have the actual mic. Well, maybe it says it on here. So what this one is here is we have a double connector, so it allows two mics to go. And it's called Power DWise, Power, capital DE, capital WISE, Power DWise. They work really well because you can use them singularly or you can use two. They even have one where you can hook up 4 different lapel mics. That way, if you had another couple, like if we were to sit down with another couple, we don't have that attachment, but it's probably something we're going to look at getting in the future.
Yeah, I mean, as we run into more and more people on the road, we've done it once on our live streams with Kate and KB, where they joined us, but we didn't have the mics at that time. That was like early on. But we would love if people come through the area and it happens to be during one of our live stream times. We would love to have people join in on these live streams. I think it would be really fun.
Yeah, a good opportunity for us. I think it'd be a lot of fun for everybody else too.
Natman's encouraging everybody, please hit that like button.
Thank you, Natman.
Donna said a 20-pound bag. We used a 10-pound bag in ours, and that worked really well.
Yeah, we actually weren't able to get all of the 10-pound bag in. So I think if you're, and I know she's looking at the tag, a 10-pound bag would get you done.
And Natman, I guess we made a comment about our black tank. He said, wow, a 43-gallon black. Yes, he does not need a lug of blue anymore.
Yeah,
he can use the restroom when we go out now.
So the way it's set up is 61-gallon fresh, 43-gallon black, 43-gallon gray. And yeah, it's great. I love filling that gray up. I'll take a couple extra showers before I dump because when you release all that gray water, it just cleans the hose out beautifully.
So Pamela was answering a question to Donna, but I wanted to put this out there because they've got my dream vehicle of a GMC.
Is that the one that we saw?
Yes.
Up at
No.
Okay.
They're restoring theirs right now.
Yes.
But they've got a blog, and so they're updating their process on our Resto Mod hopefully next week. So check it out at ournewneighborhood.blog.
Yeah, and we'll be following. Kerry already probably follows along. But I didn't realize that they were doing the resto on it.
Yeah.
We absolutely love those GMCs and slightly envious.
No, that I think is probably the coolest designed mobile home ever.
They just have a great look to them.
They've just got a really cool look to
We
them.
looked at several before we chose our little guy Max. I mean, a bunch. And we just couldn't get any that were within our repair ability at a price that we wanted to. Because it was just going to be either they were so expensive because everybody wants them and they're in good shape, or they were bad and everybody still wants those because they're in good shape. But the repair would have been too much for us. But maybe one day we'll come across one.
Well, Pamela said when we come visit our son, we can stop by and we can see their GMC.
Oh,
so I'm going to take you up on that. I'm
fantastic.
totally going to take you up on that. We can get a tour.
Yes. Maybe we'll do maybe if they'll let us, we can do a YouTube tour video of that.
Oh, that would be so cool. So she was the one that I was talking to. They had replaced the captain chairs already on their vehicle, and she said that it was fairly easy. Because one thing that Russ has noticed, even though our chairs are in really great shape, they're not torn, stained, nothing. Russ was saying it's very uncomfortable for him to drive. So we were, for any length of time.
Yeah.
So either we have to get some sort of seat cushion for when you're driving, or we were thinking about replacing them completely when we do the renovation in here.
I think what we'll do is in the beginning we'll get a seat cover, but later on we'll get something to, we're going to replace them. But
the first thing I think is the flooring.
Yes.
Especially with 2 dogs, having a carpeted RV.
It's a hair collector.
That was
Or
one
fur
of the things
collector.
I really loved about the little guy Max. The fact that the interior could be completely wiped down or swept out.
Mm-hmm.
And then my little shop vac, or hand vac,
We
got
were-
everything.
We're looking at some like stick ones too.
For in here,
For in
because
here now.
what I'm doing now, and this is a lot bigger, is I'm on my hands and knees with the little hand vac trying to get all this carpeting right now, because we really don't have storage space for a traditional vacuum, and I don't want to invest that much money in one when we are going to be going over to like the laminate flooring.
Exactly.
So, but my question, I'm going to throw it out there just in case anybody knows either whether you've done it yourself or if you know somebody online, maybe with a tutorial, how to do it. In a Class A, you've got that big hump right in between the big seats. How to replace the carpet of it. I don't want to leave this green furry stuff on there, but I don't know how difficult it is
I think you
to
could
refinish it.
I think you could do it with wood tiling. I don't know how good that would look, but really here I can see where the cuts are here. If we wanted to do it with carpeting, just a better type of carpeting, you could pull this up and use that as a template.
True.
But,
although I think pulling it out, it's probably glued on
Yeah,
there. So when we pull it out, it's going to be shredded. And this is 20 years old. And if you've ever pulled up really old carpet, when you start pulling it, it just disintegrates.
Yeah.
So any tips on that? I haven't done a lot of research into it yet. So I'm asking basically for the Cliff Note version to help me find.
I know in vans, old vans that have that motor hump, they sell preformed stuff already for it.
Oh, so maybe...
So maybe there's something aftermarket for that too.
So, see, Donna's going to have, or Pamela's going to have a lot of people interested in her GMC.
Yeah, well,
now.
It's a cool unit.
Crow's Nest asked, has anyone tried one of those portable washer and spin dryers?
We had thought about it.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple. Now, they have a couple cool things out there, but everything I've seen as far as manual, so I'm going to talk about 2 different ones here real quick. Manual ones, you can only wash like 2 or 3 shirts at a time. There's like one that looks like a little bubble thing, and you put the stuff in there with the detergent, and then you use your foot, and it
So like
will
a
spin
pedal?
around. Yeah, it's like a little pedal one. Then they have another one that you can just use your hands and you go up and down plunger style, like the old buttermilk buckets.
Okay.
So those are the manual ones, and you can only fit just very few items. So if you're really good and you wash your stuff every day or something, you can keep up with it that way. Now, on the flip side, there are washer and dryers that people could actually put in their RVs.
Okay, so they're looking at the electric ones, which is what you're getting into right now.
Yeah. Now, on those, I started researching them after we saw that 140-foot diesel pusher at Escapees, and there was one in the unit. The people that tend to have those are more the people that have RVs that tend to stay at RV parks for longer lengths of time. And the reason why is because they do use a lot more water. So you are filling up your gray tanks and using a lot of your storage tanks. So it's taking away from the water that you can use for everything else. That shortens your time out and about. So it's just something to think about.
So here's one that I've seen, a little trick that I've seen on a couple of blogs. people will take like a 5-gallon bucket or even bigger sometimes, like a big sealable Tupperware. They'll put their clothes inside, they'll put water inside, and they'll put some detergent inside, and then they'll just put it on the back of their rig. And you've got those hitch mounted racks on the back, and then they'll drive to wherever they're going, so they get the water agitation. Then when they come out, they'll just rinse and hand dry. So that's an option as well.
Yeah, I mean, so if you want that agitation, stop halfway.
Oh,
Put the rinse water in, so that way it gets a good rinse.
there you go.
When you're at your final destination.
Yeah.
So you could do that as well, and that saves a lot of money and a lot of, your hands. Because I did some hand washing. I tried that with 5-gallon bucket when we were out in Pahrump, because take advantage of the dry desert 90-degree weather, and I washed the clothes and we got a little line dry. Things dried like that. I mean, that, and they smell great. I love line drying things when I can. But yeah, so those washer and dryers, the electric one, they're great to have, but a lot of RVers that do have it just talk about the fact that it just sucks up all your water and your space in your tanks. So just depending on how you plan on traveling, factor that in. Let me get caught up here. Donna said, yeah, the longer stays would be great for the portable washer. Crow's Nest can possibly put one in the shower when using it so you can drain. Only about 125 or so bucks. I seriously thought about it when we got the little guy, because I was like, I'm going to want to wash clothes. I don't want to have to spend the money at all the places. We could put it right in the bathroom. But as we started traveling and we actually started using our bathroom, that would have been a hassle for us to keep pulling out.
Yeah.
If you have a shower space that you're not using, I've seen people do that online as well. And yeah, you're right. It can just drain right down into there, so you don't have to do any special hookups and stuff. But just remember, you're going to have to lug that out every time you want to use your shower. So.
Yeah, and then little guy Max, the shower was a wet shower, so anytime you wanted to use anything, you would have issue with it.
Now, for the first month when Russ wouldn't allow me to use the bathroom, that was our closet, our storage closet.
Hey, I was afraid of the black tank.
No, that's a very valid fear.
A lot of people
That's
are.
a very valid fear. And you just take your time. I mean, we gradually got used to things, using things a little bit more and more. And the more time you spend in it, and especially if you're full-timing it, there comes a point where you're like, I've got a perfectly usable bathroom. Why am I not using it?
Yeah, and it's really not that scary. And that's why I made those videos on how to dump the black tank, that sort of thing. We actually, Karen Ruckman said that video helped her out immensely. So it is definitely something that is, if you're a new RVer, you're kind of scared of those tanks. But it's very simple and very easy to maintain.
JT? They're not in El Paso right now.
Oh, where are they?
They're in Caballo Lake.
We were up there in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been boondocking all weekend. Afternoon winds are picking up. Winds in New Mexico?
Yeah. Yeah, Caballo Lake. Which one was that? Was that where the dam is? Where we saw the Mexican Black Hawk? Yeah, that's Caballo. That's Caballo.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I know that, what was it, Rita and Kevin, our camp hosts at our first place right outside of Roswell.
Yep, Hidden Lakes or something like that.
They had been down that way, and it had flooded when they went there, remember?
Yeah. That's a nice nice campsite there.
Let
Riverside is nice as well. So right by Caballo, go up to Riverside. You'll like that.
Okay, so Crow's Nest is going to post a link, if he can, on the washer that he was talking about, so that way anybody that's curious about it. And then, okay, so Pamela was talking about how we were talking about that front area.
Yeah.
She said they took the chairs off and then they cut an X to slide over the mount and then trimmed it to size. So then they had we had wood floor underneath, so stapled the carpet down.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know what we have under here.
Yeah, we'll have to look. It's a mystery, but we'll be finding out here soon.
I wonder if it's just like the plywood type of thing, like MDF type of flooring.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to find out though.
Part of me is terrified to just pull out. You never know what you're going to find underneath carpeting.
Yeah.
Especially in the bathroom. Why they put carpeting in the bathroom of an RV? Not a clue. Not only did they put it on the floor, they put it up half you know how we've got a deep tub and you've got the sidewall of the tub area? All that's carpeted.
Yeah.
So I don't know I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. Are we going to pull that out when we do it? But then if not, if I can't cover it, I got to work that fuzzy, furry sidewall of a shower into our design element. So let's see. Okay. Oh, Carlos and Renee are here. Hi, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
We've been talking about black tanks today and flooring today,
toilets,
washers,
composting
all
toilets,
sorts
everything.
Of RV stuff.
Yeah, there's been some great stuff going on.
And Carlos and Renee, they've been talking about doing renovations as well, so it might be worth checking back into it because a lot of people, we've got Pamela talk about her renovation, composting toilets, all good information here.
Yeah.
3 for the Road RVs here. Hey
guys, thanks for joining us.
Just trying to. They got busy. Everybody's typing now. Anyone going to RTR in January?
Yeah, I think Kerry and I
we'll
try to go there.
Arkansas Traveler autocorrect.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man,
we've had some good ones over the years.
Know what the worst is on autocorrect? When you're trying to say something and you catch the error, so then you try to type it again. And it autocorrects the same exact way again. I've had that where like 3 in a row and I just give up.
Yeah, so Donna, I think RTR is always in Quartzsite, somewhere in the BLM area outside of Quartzsite. So kind of, and I don't think Bob Wells puts out exactly where it is until a couple months before, but it will be in Quartzsite, Arizona.
I think it's just because he has to apply for the permit. Because it's gotten so big now, whenever you have a gathering, I think of more than 15 people on BLM land.
Yeah, you have to get a permit.
You have to get permits for it. So, oh my goodness, Pamela said their RV was tutti frutti pink. So no matter what was underneath, it had to go. I don't know, you could work it. You'd look pretty cool driving around in tutti frutti pink.
Hey, if it was a GMC, I'd do it.
JT said they're on the lake side of the dam. We like the riverside, but we had a group of 4 couples have set up camp, and we've had a great time so far.
Yeah, both areas are nice, and I'm kind of missing that area. We had a good time out there. Hey, if you're near, you are near T or C, go in and check out their military museum. They've got they've got a wall.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Check out the inside. They have amazing stuff. And then outside, they've got a walk. It lists all the major wars and conflicts that the United States were in, and it will tell you how many soldiers were lost and how many wounded. It's just a great bit of information there. We had a blast. They're dog friendly outside, so if you have dogs, you can walk them around outside. But the inside, for the size of that museum, it's one of the best small museums I've ever been inside.
So Donna sounds interested in the RTR, and not only do they have RTR, but they brought up another good point. There is a women's RTR that takes place just a few days before the larger RTR.
I didn't know they had a women's only RTR.
They do. So
Very cool.
They have one like that. And Natman said he saw Bob on CBS Sunday morning this morning.
Oh, well, we were camped just...
we could see his van.
Yeah, we were just, it was in Pahrump. We were probably about 200-300 yards away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, they're off to Sparky's in Hatch. The green chili burger.
Oh!
Yeah. It's really
good food.
I'm not into chili, so I didn't have the green chili burger.
I got the green chili burger. It is amazing. You will love it.
But if you're not into the green chilies, the food was amazing.
They have everything green chili.
Oh, I got the pulled pork.
Yes, the pulled pork.
Yeah, that was really good too.
They have everything green chili there, including green chili lemonade, green chili pie, green chili fudge. You name it, but the green chili burger is amazing.
I'm not trying the green chili fudge. Arkansas Travel said, I hope you can do a video with some insider tips to Yellowstone after your summer stay.
Oh, yes.
We plan on it.
We plan on it.
And that's one of the things, we will be doing multiple trips in and out of Yellowstone. We're going to be taking some of the official tours because we've noticed there are a couple tour companies here in town that will take people in. We're going to even try some of those, so that way we can kind of let people know what their options are while they're in the park area and things that they can do, how much it'll cost, all of that.
Yeah, it's really difficult because we have so many great ideas and you want to jump into them right away, but we just want to make sure that we have all of our facts straight. Another video we're going to do is the difference between driving Class A and a small travel trailer, because I think that's important as well.
Well, I have to get to work. Do you want to still hold the room, or?
Well, no, I didn't realize that we went over. We are
did.
actually 5 minutes over now. Let's get some laughs, and if anybody has any quick comments or anything they want to say, questions, we'll field those right now. But if not, thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate
much.
it. We didn't expect to have as many people as we did today because we figured a lot of people would be out barbecuing. So thank you so much for spending your time with us.
We're going to try to barbecue. It's supposed to rain right around 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, I've got the burger stuff sitting out, and hopefully Russ will have a nice grilled or barbecue. No barbecue.
That's the same thing. Barbecuing is grilling.
Food.
Yeah.
We're going to have
Outside.
food. Outside.
Made outside. Yep.
Happy trails.
Oh,
to
no,
you. Yeah,
not
that's
that. If you want to hear a
I
song
love
that'll
it
get...
because she puts little notes with it.
You want to hear a song that'll get stuck in your head?
No.
I had to go get the limes this morning for that Lyme disease challenge. And for the rest of the day, well, up until now, I keep thinking that you put the lime in the coconut. And that has been stuck in my head ever since about 7 o'clock this morning.
So who said we never give you anything? We are leaving you with the song to be stuck in your head for the rest of the day that you can share at your picnics, your barbecues, and as you go throughout your day.
Yeah.
And Pam can have her husband sing it while he goes down and works on the GMC.
All right, everybody, thank you again so much for joining us. We are talking about going out and enjoying. Be safe, but also take a moment to think of why we have this weekend. It's for those fallen soldiers who gave us the ability to live this free life that we live in. So take care.
All right,
and have
everyone.
a great weekend.
Goodbye.
Bye.